like Tarlac and Miki. So very, very important. Will still be used on 14-star Titans as well. Thanks so much for checking out the video. Today we're going to be doing the top 25 heroes to use against Titans. This list was extremely difficult to build because there are so many amazing characters out. Now, if you're curious about each individual Titan, I have a video for every single Titan that is out, and I have the perfect lineup to be using, and those videos are a little bit more detailed, so you can check those out. You can see it along the screen, as well as check out in the links to the description of this video. I'm going to post those videos down there, so if you're wondering a particular Titan color, you can also watch that. Diving into this, we have number 25, which is Patrulov. This character is absolutely amazing, brand new 3-star champion that just came out. It's essentially the same as Tarlac, but in a 3-star yellow version, which is going to be really important because yellow doesn't have any characters that are going to be increasing the attack, similar to like Tarlac and Miki. So very, very important. Will still be used on 14-star Titans as well. Number 24 is one of my personal favorites. This is Ursana, and it was very difficult to see her even up the top of this list. So far up, biggest draw to be using her is going to be setting yourself up to where you reflect all damage from the special skills back to the Titan, as well as the status ailments. So you get to throw the blind back and you get to protect all your guys. I absolutely love this character on Titans. Next up, number 23 is Jot. This is another amazing 4-star champion that comes out, deals damage, but the most important thing that is really, really awesome about this character is it gives the enhanced shields, which essentially sets yourself up for plus 57% on all of your shields. Really important to go up against those red Titans. I use them on 14s all the time. Boom! Emergency sirens start going off. People are screaming outside in a panic. Food shortages are happening, and you got 10 minutes before they shut off the cell service. Do you call your parents to tell them you love them? Nope. You dive in and play the immersive turn-based RPG Raid Shadow Legends, who sponsored this video. I want to talk to you about one important part about this game. It's the Doom Tower and its awesome lore. This huge tower is basically a giant prison. The Arbiter fought a pack of really nasty bad guys a long time ago, but she wasn't strong enough to take them out for good. So instead, she locked them up in a massive super tower until she figured out how to deal with them. Well, it's been a few thousand years or something, and there's still a Doom Tower, so I guess we know how that went. What's worse is now the Seraph is leaking back into the world, and the Arbiter doesn't have the power to keep the wards up. So the Doom Tower is failing, and it's up to us to get in there and knock some heads before they get out. After you're done helping the Arbiter out, you can dive into one of my favorite parts of the game, the 3v3 PvP arena, where you get to test your skills against other raiders in the Dark Realm, consistently challenging yourself to come up with new teams. Raid has awesome things planned for this month, sweet new jam-packed Halloween lineup towards the end of the month, huge rewards, tournaments against other players, a special new fragment event to get some spooky new Halloween champions, and much more. If you want a huge head start in Raid, all you have to do, click on the link in the description or scan my nifty QR code and you'll get an epic hero Chronoru who's amazing in the Doom Tower. 200,000 silver, 1 XP boost, and 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard so you can summon an awesome champion as soon as you get into the game. All your treasure, it's going to be waiting for you right over here. Thanks again, Raid Shadow Legends. Next up on this list, number 22 is Guardian Falcon. This was the only elemental defensive down in red for a very long time. Average speed though, that's kind of an issue. I do like that it hits target nearby enemies, but on Titans you only need to hit one. Just an absolutely essential character to be using against the green Titans. Next up on the list, number 21 is Buddy. Again, another one of my personal favorite 4 stars. He just does everything. He deals damage target nearby enemies. He gives you and your homies some elves. And then he's also going to be getting the minus 24% attack for 3 turns and the defensive down for 34% for 3 turns as well. Target nearby enemies. One of the very best 4 stars that ever came out. I really love him, and he's still really solid on Titans because he gives defensive down and attack down. Next up on this list, number 20 is Kunchen. This was one of the very first purple defensive down characters that they came out with. Again, 34% defense for 4 turns, really essential to be getting the defensive down in the specific colors. Does help out in heal, which is an end of the world, and then also is going to give yourself the 46% defense against holy for 4 turns, which is actually really great. Next up on this list is number a 19 Vivica costume. This character is awesome. Again, I think it was the very first defensive down in yellow, which again, we're in a situation that we didn't have any of those. So still a relevant character to be using, really essential for giving the color specific 44% defense for 4 turns, and then also helping out to heal. Next up on this list is number 18, Leonidas costume. Extremely important character that came out, was the very first elemental defensive down character, which he also sets it up so the enemies also get, the dark enemies get minus 34% attack for 4 turns. Really important, but again, runs at average speed, but still really solid. Number 17 on this list, really weird to see this, but is Guardian Gazelle. The biggest reason why she is not further down on the list is because she prevents you from doing anything that gives positive things to your guys, because she dispels everything. But could definitely be an amazing character. She does give the 100% attack, so if you don't use the 3-star hero that just came out, you could use her, but the 3-star allows you to do an additional increase on the attack power. But still, I absolutely love Guardian Gazelle. Number 16 on this list is Karnov, the very first character that was going to give the enhanced shield to darks. So going up against the Titan, he fits into the high percentage on the attack power increase on the shield specifically. Very important to be using him. And then also sets it up so if you are using holy enemies, it's just really weird. I don't know why Karnov does that, but don't use him with holy enemies or holy allies. Next up on this list, number 15 is Frida. Again, one of my very first characters that I absolutely fell in love with, that I didn't have for the longest time. Setting yourself up to get the target nearby enemies, get the 54% defense for ice for 4 turns. And then also does removal of buffs. So the elemental defense of down against ice is incredibly important against the green, or against the red. Next up on this list, number 14 is going to be Evelyn. She was the very first elemental defensive down in green. Again, really important against the blue characters. You want to make sure you have the elemental defensive down. And I love that she's running at fast speed. Really helps out. And then also dispelling of the buffs. Next up on this list is Morel, which this may differ, depends. I wish he was down a bit further, but he's got just the 34% defense for 3 turns. Still relevant, but I absolutely love that he's at fast speed. Really incredible for that. And he also has really high tile damage too. Next up on this list is going to be Frigg. Frigg isn't as far down as we would like potentially. The biggest issue with Frigg is that sometimes her defensive down doesn't give you as much as you'd like. Sometimes it can work really well. I do love that she's at fast speed, but still an important character to be using against Titans, especially if you get emblems or anything like that on her. And she's got okay attack power. Next up on this list is number 11, which is going to be King Arthur. He has an incredible situation to where he's giving the attack down for 4 turns, as well as the defensive down for 4 turns against ice. And then also protects himself with the 74% defense against special skills. So that's going to be really amazing. Single hitter against the Titan, elemental defensive down, an amazing character. Next up on this list, number 10 is Margina costume. We were so thankful and grateful when they came out with Margina costume, being able to have the elemental defensive down in red was so important, because before that we only had Falcon. And then also sets it up so any ice enemies are going to get the attack down for 3 turns. So elemental defensive down as well as attack down against your ice guys, which isn't relevant against the Titans because you're going to be bringing her against green, which is fine. Next up on this list, number 9 is Guardian Panther. Love that she's a fighter and then gives the elemental defensive down against dark. And then, like I said, can revive and be able to recast if you need her to. One of the classic favorites. Next up on this list is another brand new character. This is Sergi. I absolutely love this character. What I love about Sergi is you can get the elemental defensive down on the first charge, so you can do that, as well as on the second charge you set yourself up to have a purple Tarlac, which in purple they don't have any huge increase to the attack power, so this can stack with a whole bunch of different things. This is the only one in purple, so you have both the elemental defensive down as well as, if you need it, the second mana charge, and you'll probably bounce between the two given the situation as far as what's going on with the Titan. I cannot wait to use this character. I just finished leveling him up. Really excited about him. Next on this list, number 7 is Flay's Fog. This is obviously going to be a little bit better than the Evelyn. It's going to have a little bit more defensive down against nature for 4 turns, so the elemental defensive down, but I just love the amount of damage, and the biggest draw is going to be that 832 attack. Absolutely insane against the Titans. Next up on this list is my absolute favorite. I absolutely love her. This is Athena. I would use her a bit more often if I had her emblemed, but she is by far the best. Oh, actually, I can't even say that yet. She was historically known as the best Titan defensive down character for the longest time, and then, you know, Small Giant released other characters that were color specific, so she got sidelined a bit more, but she just gives so much defensive down, and then is going to deal a little bit extra damage against fire. She's got okay stats though, but just being able to have the increase, I think she maxes out at 65%, and it's quite a bit. Next up on this list, number 5 is Bobo, another brand new one. Biggest drawback is you're going to be slow, but it doesn't really matter because you're getting 60% defense for 4 turns, can't be cleansed, and then also minus 60% attack for 4 turns. This character is just bonkers, insane. I absolutely love him against the Titan. Really good character there. Number 4 on this list is going to be Black Knight, another situation where you're getting just an extreme amount of attack power, 45% and further increase to all of your guys, and then also setting yourself up with the taunt, so you could take all of the special skill damage and reduce that, and any received damage can also be could be reduced to 1. So I absolutely love Black Knight. Number 3 on this list is going to be Tarlac. Tarlac is an extremely essential character, maybe not so much anymore, considering that we have so many different Tarlac abilities. Longtime favorite, can be used in a lot of different situations on all of the different Titans, and also sets it up to regenerate some health. But the big one is going to be the plus 100% normal attack for 4 turns. Might be a bit of a surprise, but number 2 on this list is my absolute favorite 4-star character they ever released, Wilbur. He's just an absolute monster against the Titans. Biggest reason is he does so many different things. He is at average speed. He's setting yourself up for the shared damage, which is really essential for the later level Titans. And then also the received damage, not so much of a factor, but the biggest thing is going to be getting the defense increase for your allies, as well as giving them minus 44% defense for 4 turns. I love Wilbur. Wilbur is absolutely amazing. I've got a limit breaked and emblemed up, use them all the time. Number 1 on this list, before you guys go and check this out, please make sure you click that subscribe, like button. I really appreciate it, because without you guys subscribing and liking, these videos aren't seen as much, so I really appreciate the support. Number 1 on this list is Miki. Miki, I don't know if this is a big surprise here, but the absolute monster against Titans, and Miki is absolutely essential in like the rush wars and stuff like that. Really incredible. The biggest thing is going to be the plus 130% normal attack, and this now goes for 5 turns. Also silences the Titan, so the Titan can't do its special skills for 5 turns, and then also setting yourself up for the mana generation. Miki is absolutely essential, using his ability to be stacking on that. So let me know in the comments, did I get this right? Which characters did you like the most? Which characters do you have? Which ones do you wish that you had? I really appreciate all the support. I'll see you on the next video.